And Anthony Hembrick, the Olympian, 1988. USA provided him transportation to make sure he got to the arena here tonight. Of course, the well-documented story of missing the bus and being disqualified in the Olympics and never got a chance. But now as a pro, he does. He has won his 6 professional fights. This the last one 3 weeks ago, a 4th-round KO over Darryl Spain.
Defense first, then offense second, because I'm checking myself at the same time. He's not checking himself. So when he's trying to throw something at me, he's not looking for nothing coming back, and that's when I throw my attack upon him.
And this is his opponent tonight, 28-year-old John Keys, a 3-time Maryland Golden Gloves champ, but off to a rocky start as a professional, a record of just 9-7. But Keys fashions himself not only a fighter, but a boxing historian.
My idols like Wilfred Benitez, Muhammad Ali, and I'm more like I take boxing like a hobby. And I collect tapes, old fight tapes, and I look at the old fighters, and I like to copy their style and go right in the gym and just do it. So like, I look down my little list I got, like my idols, and I say, well, I think a Benitez style would be Hembrick.
And the rules here in Maine, 10-point must system, standing 8 count in effect, can be saved by the bell in every round.
Seeing the principals, first in the red corner, wearing red trunks with white trim, weighing in at 173 pounds, fighting out of Baltimore, Maryland, with a professional record of 9 wins, 7 defeats, and 4 knockouts, Johnny Keys. His opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the red trunks with blue trim, weighed in at 174 3/4 pounds. From Detroit, Michigan, with a professional record of 6 wins, no defeats, 4 knockouts, a member of the 1988 United States Olympic team, Anthony Hembrick. This is a 6th-round light heavyweight division fight.
The instructions from the referee, Mark Landry.
Now look at this. I talked about in the open about how Hembrick comes out, sets the pace of the fight. He has already broken a sweat. We haven't even started the 1st round. He's got a nice glisten going as he gives his cornerman a little high five, psych him up. On the other hand, John Keys he's bone dry. He has no wet. He's not wet at all. There's no sweat on his body.
The very colorful Anthony Hembrick, a shame, of course, of the incident in Seoul. He would have been one of the most popular fighters coming out of the Olympics. He was the captain of the team. Out of Fort Bragg, where he was the Armed Forces, the World Military Champion, the Olympic Festival title, Outstanding Boxer Award in the USA, USSR Heavyweight Invitational. And captained the team, but never fought. Did not get there in time. Anthony Hembrick. That time he called himself Hollywood, and it was certainly fitting. He has that huge Magic Johnson type smile. Extremely effervescent, and now as a pro he has won his first 6 fights. By the way, in the Olympics he fought at 165 as a middleweight, and here tonight 174 3/4 in the light heavyweight division.
He's very colorful, very outgoing, real warm guy, got that beautiful smile that you talked about, and he knows how to fight. He's settling down in this 1st round, again trying to make the transition into the professionals. Start off that 1st round with that left jab, which is what he's doing. The man who sets the pace with that jab normally controls the fight.
Hembrick is the 2nd Olympian that Keys has faced. His last fight coming in May against Andrew Maynard. And Keys hanging tough until the 6th round when that was stopped. Keys just said he ran out of gas. Says he has trained more for this one. He saw both these fighters in the Olympics. He felt that he let the Maynard opportunity get by. He doesn't want to do it here. He feels Maynard's strong fighter, that Hembrick a little more laid back, not as good a prospect. And Hembrick will try to have something to say about that. Crowd getting on the fighters here. We'll see a little more action here in the first round. Keys slow starter, as Sean had indicated.
And Hembrick in this fight being a slow starter. Set the pace with that jab. If you don't have anything else to do, use that jab. The most important weapon in boxing is that jab. And if Hembrick could sting Keys with that jab, just sting him with it, pop him with it, he could carry him through this whole fight.
Keys has been stopped twice in the first round by Willie Monroe and also by British hotshot Rod Douglas. But here we have 30 seconds left in the first, and not much going on.
And I can see why he's been stopped in those first rounds. First of all, he did not loosen up before the fight. He came into this fight cold. And secondly, he's not doing anything here in this first round. Hembrick is missing a good opportunity in that he can go out and take him out here in this first round.
And for our local cable systems, we'll pause now for these messages. USA's Thursday Night Fights, live from Maine. And John Keys on the right.
A slow-paced first round. Now, what Keys is waiting for is he's waiting for Hembrick to do something. He's posing. And it's time for Hembrick to sting him. Hembrick, more of a defensive fighter, likes to allow his opponents to come right in and run into his shots.
I've yet to see Wilfred Benitez in the John Keys performance.
Benitez, a wonderful fighter. Fighter who perfected the defensive aggressiveness. He stayed low, moved his head well, and he made his opponents pay for their mistakes. That style, of course, won him world championships in 3 different weight divisions.
Hembrick now looking to bore in on John Keys. Keys, who excelled at basketball and track at Northwestern High School in Baltimore, 3-time Maryland Golden Gloves champion. He's a bodybuilder, a weightlifter, at least looking imposing. But right now, swings and misses again and again. Hembrick, though, had Keys in the corner and couldn't do anything with it.
And the sweat is just pouring off Hembrick. Still, Keys, well, he's just barely broken a sweat.
Scheduled for 6. 7th professional fight for the native of Beckley, West Virginia, Anthony Hembrick, now fighting out of Detroit. Showing up at the weigh-in, wearing his Detroit Pistons hat. Mark Landry, 3rd man in the ring.
Now, Hembrick is the bigger of the two. He's apprehensive about going inside, but being the bigger of the two, he could walk right through Keys. Keys only 4 knockouts in his 9 wins. 16 fights for Keys. I said he's bigger. Hembrick is 6'2". Keys is 6 foot. 174 3/4. What Hembrick weighed in at today. 73 for John Keys. 74.5 for the reach of Hembrick, fingertip to fingertip, and only 72 for the reach of John Keys. Keys, the man in the white striped trunks, the red trunks with the white stripe.
Down to 30 seconds in the second. Slapping by Keys.
A little showboating by Keys.
Keys right there, standing in front of Hembrick. But we'll go to the 3rd round. The red and blue, and John Keys in the red and white.
And now Keys has got a sweat going between rounds. Tom Roth telling him not 1 punch, 2 punches, even 4s and 5s. Put the punches together, more aggressive. Now, Keys is a defensive fighter. Look how he leans back on his back foot, trying to stay away from Hembrick.
Good right by Keys. And now Hembrick returns. Well, Hembrick not able to take advantage of the slow starting Keys, and he has let him get into the 3rd round, and Keys feels much more comfortable going long, and he has tried to open it up here more in the 3rd. He gets tougher as the fight progresses.
And this is right where Anthony Hembrick wants Keys to be. He wants Keys coming in after him. Likes to lay back and pick his shots and then pop his opponent.
You would think Hembrick would get that jab going more. He's got that reach advantage. Work off it now. He starts with that. Oh, Keys hanging on the ropes out of nowhere. Hembrick almost doesn't believe it. Another phantom punch at the ice rink in Lewiston.
That was one of the few heavy right hands that Anthony Hembrick has thrown.
You saw it?
Keys threw the power. I mean, Hembrick tasted the power, decided to go all the way down.
A nonchalant knockdown.
Now here's a time that Hembrick needs to go out and close this show. I mean, we've seen too much of it already. We've seen the power of Anthony Hembrick. And this is, look at, Keys does not want to be in there. What you do when you got an opponent like that, Keys is trying to get out of there. What you got to do is help him out. Help him out of the ring. Go and throw as many punches as you can. They will go down.
The 3 knockdown rule is not in effect here in Maine. So he's been down twice, looking for the canvas on that second one. And he'll be looking for the canvas again. The referee, Mark Landry, could stop it. It is not necessarily over, but Landry saves us all a lot of trouble and calls it off. So John Keys, who lasts through the third and all of a sudden folding up here in round number 3.
And right there with that last knockdown is when Hembrick went ahead and put the pressure on. He started throwing those heavy combinations, putting a little bit more power behind his punches, and he helped John Keys out of there.
Smattering of applause for Hembrick, but more boos in the crowd.
And Keys was never really in this fight. He showed up tonight, and that's about it.
The official time in this fight, and Sean, this is certainly a KO comment question sometimes. What do you do with a guy like John Keys? Do you give him his purse? But Anthony Hembrick puts his man down 3 times in the third round. And let's take a look, Sean, a couple of the knockdowns.
And here is those phantom punches that you were talking about. John Keys would have to argue with that. The left hook. Now, right here, Keys a delayed reaction. He got hit with the left hook, then he decided, ow, that hurt, and he went down. When you hit a guy with a left hook and he's out, there's no hesitation there. Now, the last punch, nice left hook, and he comes back with the right hand.
And at this point, Keys looking to take the seat. The phantom punch came early. That was the first one. We were wondering what did it to John Keys, but he was looking to exit here in the third. The official time, let's go to our ring announcer, George Boyce.
The referee stepping in at 2 minutes and 22 seconds of the third round, invoking the mandatory third knockdown rule in the state of Maine. The winner, Anthony Hembrick.
Well, we are corrected. There is a 3 knockdown rule in Maine. And John Keys found out that was enough. We'll be back and talk to Hollywood Hembrick in just a moment.
Anthony, how do you feel about your performance tonight?
I think that it was a very good opportunity for me to display what I was doing in the ring. You know, I'm a craftsman in there. You know, I don't go in there and try to bomb away. You know, I practice what the skill is, and that's boxing.
Now, it appeared as though in the first round you were extremely apprehensive about going after him, were you?
No, I'm in there to try to figure my opponent out, then see what he brings into the dance, and then take it a job from there.
What did he have at this dance for you?
He didn't bring enough. That's what I said in the first round. Then after that, my trainer told me to start taking it to him and look for things coming back. We kind of figured that he was trying to play possum a little bit, you know, catch me sleeping and try to counter what I was trying to do, but I was looking for it. I was wide awake.
Anthony Hembrick, 7th pro fight. Tell me, you're still learning. What did you learn tonight?
Well, I learned that trying to make my movement with the bases going forward, that you had a strength that you need, but with the movement, you had a mobility that many fighters today don't have. So I learned how to use that better, and I'm learning how to breathe. I'm learning how to get the snap. I'm learning how to step. I'm learning how to switch the weight. You know, I'm learning many things, so it was a good opportunity for me to display what I've been learning.
Okay, well, Anthony, still learning. Got a lot of learning to do, young career, but we expect a lot of good things from this guy, Anthony Hembrick. Al?
All right, and shortly, Anthony will get in a situation when he'll be facing some quality opponents as he goes to 7-0 as we Pause now for a word from our local cable system.
Is scheduled for 4 rounds in the junior welterweight division. Your referee